Wow. Wow. Fantastic. What an
Absolutely
incredible,
amazing.
incredible ad from our newest sponsor, Pre-Fire Co. This has been so exciting. Welcome in, friends, to the studio, the broadcast studio. My name is Evan, joined on the desk by Lello, making his Saints A-Stream debut. Lello, welcome to the stream tonight. Happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me, Evan. I am very excited for tonight and even more excited for the match.
Yes, speaking of that match, it's going to be a banger of a Valorant game. We got your St. Clair Saints taking on the University of Texas at Dallas. Now, Lello, and I guess anybody else who was watching the stream last week was tough. It was
Definitely
very
was.
tough for the Saints. Dropped a game against Cumberland, a series against Cumberland in Map 3 in heartbreaking fashion after, setting up emotional stakes in terms of JP. So this is a really good chance for the Saints to bounce back mentally and get back in the win column, especially against a team who, at least on paper, is a little weaker.
Oh, 100%. Our Saints are definitely going to have to clean it up, get rid of some kinks that we saw from last week, but they have a very good chance of pushing through and winning out tonight.
No, absolutely. And I mean, we took a look at the roster for UTD, and I think St. Clair is going to be able to match their aggression. They like to run a lot of flash-only comps, a lot of heavy initiator, little smokes. Very interesting, I would say. I mean, you can kind of touch a little bit more into this, like maybe a bit unorthodox for UTD. So will that throw a bit of a wrench into St. Clair's plans tonight, or should they handle this pretty easily?
I think St. Clair is, with lack of a better term, are able to match UTD's freak when it comes to their aggression, how much they want to push, how little they want to push, because our team, we're very ebb and flow. We're able to go fast when we need to. We're able to slow it down. We're able to, breathe and then just boom back out into the round.
And I think it all starts with Instinct, right? Instinct has had a really solid start to this season. He has been the X factor for the Saints so far. He's making these big plays. He's getting those big, like, 3Ks, those 4Ks exactly when you need him to. He's everywhere on the map, even getting intel as well. So he has really been the X factor. You talk about JP, one of our new additions. He's also been balling out so far. The lineup has just been really solid. They've been humming. Again, last week was really tough, but I think you give them more time. A good game like today, just to bounce back and just reset yourself mentally, should do wonders for the rest of the season.
Oh, it'll definitely do wonders, 100%.
And, we kind of look at the lineup here as we do get a look at the Saints lineup. Should be pretty familiar if you've been tuning into our Valorant streams these last couple weeks from left to right. We got Taiga, Seth, Tillo, Instinct, and JP. Taiga, he has been the sub for the Valorant team, but this is his third straight week playing with the starting roster, and he has done a fantastic job so far with the team, and we have him now with us. Taiga, welcome to the show today. How are we feeling?
Hello. Feeling good, feeling good.
That's good to hear. First thing right off the bat, we talked about last week. That was a tough one for you guys to drop. This is a good chance for you guys to bounce back against a weaker opponent. How confident are you guys feeling going into this match tonight?
I think we're feeling confident. Last week was a tough match. We knew it going into it, and I think moving forward, we're not going to let it slow us down too much.
Very good to hear. Anything different about the preparation from last week going into this match today?
Preparation. Honestly, some schedules didn't line up, and we haven't had that much time to prepare, but we're just going to stick to what we know and keep our same mindset going forward, and we're not too bothered by why we lost last week.
Good to hear.
Oh, it's good that you guys are unbothered, you could say. And, looking at you specifically, you've been filling in, as the sub for these last 3 weeks, and, you've done a really solid job. You got these reps under your belt. What's the biggest thing that you've improved on in your game since being with the main lineup, and how have your teammates helped you get to the spot where you're at right now?
Yeah, playing this much has definitely caught me off guard. When I came, I was kind of under the mindset that I was gonna be a 6-man, but everyone's just been helping me out, trying to fill me in as quick as we can, and I'm doing my best to try and be a good substitute, be a good fifth.
And doing your best you are. And finally, what are your main goals going into this match here?
result-wise, I think we want to walk away with a win, but hopefully just keep building on top of what we've been doing so far. Trying to, work on all aspects, not just in the game, good mental, all those things.
Nice to hear.
Awesome. Thanks, Tyga. Good luck tonight.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, you heard it here first. I mean, they sound confident, and I think you really should be, because again, this is a weaker opponent. UTD has had, they've started weaker this season. They've taken West Virginia Winthrop. They've taken some rounds off of them, but just not able to close it out. I think this could be like a potential trap game for St. Clair if they're not careful. You just have to go in, play a full 13, and do your business. Good teams find a way to win.
100%. We have to just be on top of everything, make sure we're keeping ourselves accountable going into the match, and I believe everything should be all right.
Now, I believe we are going to be getting close to map bans. We did take a look at the VLR for both of these teams to see what they like. Should be no surprise for frequent viewers of this channel. Lotus, Sunset, and Haven. Lotus and Sunset specifically are two maps that St. Clair just dominates on. Lotus especially, they have really, really strong performances on. Lello, looking at this lineup here with Saints starting on attack on Lotus, what's the big thing they need to do in map 1 to really get an upper hand in this series to start?
I think looking at map 1, they're going to have to be picking what lane to send maybe 3 or 4 players into. If they're able to take that A fight really, really well, I do believe that St. Clair will be able to win out the half, their attack half, up on rounds, and then just stabilize on defense, and then they'll be able to take Lotus.
Well, I think if they take Lotus first, I mean, UTD choosing Sunset, but that's another map that St. Clair has just dominated on early in this NACE season. So at least on the outset, this looks really good if you're on the Saints. You have two maps you're really comfortable with, Haven as well, with the Decider, SEC starting on defense. You have to feel confident as well starting on defense on Haven especially, right? So on paper, this looks like a series that a lot of stars are kind of lining up for the Saints to have a good night tonight. So hopefully they can capitalize on that, and hopefully they've mentally prepared enough to get the W tonight. But we are moments away from getting into this first map. Well, any other thoughts for the team tonight, or what are you hoping to see out of the players tonight?
Oh, one thing I'm definitely hoping to see is an ace coming out from one of the support players. You know, I will always have a space in my heart for my smokes players, for my scan initiator players. So if I can see one of them pop off tonight, I will be extremely happy.
Well, we are going to have to wait and see just a little bit more. Yeah, no, you're right. It would be nice to see some support players getting the love tonight. I think it's mainly been your initiators and your duelists for the St. Clair Saints that have been doing a lot of work. And I think, you know, when you talk about support players, Sev has been doing a really solid job in his, you know, role stepping in. You know, he is the coach, but he's been stepping in for these couple weeks. He's been playing some great Sage for the team. What does that add to the team when you can have your coach playing with you? I mean, you have experience, you know, being a coach yourself. How much is that a help for the team when you can actually be in the lobby and just help on like every rep and every round?
Especially for coaches, you have a lot of insight watching your team scrim and practice. So being in the match itself, even during timeouts, the coach has so much insight that they can provide and so much knowledge that it can only be a benefit, especially with how Seth has been playing recently. He's an amazing addition to the team. I think that playing with your coach, at least for these first 3 weeks, have been really beneficial for the Saints.
And you know as well, like you don't even have to play super flashy if you're the support, right? You're just sort of the guy who's the fill, right? You're sort of wherever the team needs you to be. Like in Sage as well, you know, you're the healer, right? You know, that's, you know, not something you see too much anymore, at least in some, you know, main comps, but it's been working for the Saints so far.
100%, it definitely has, and I would think the team would really appreciate what Seth has been able to do for them, just holding it down for them, making sure the team, you know, stays calm, not only in timeouts, but even throughout rounds, making sure to call pauses, to call, hey, let's hit this fast, hey, let's go slow, stuff like that. Really a good glue guy.
Well, we talked about Seth. We saw him leaving the stage. I think the team is just waiting to get into the lobby here. The boys looking ready, looking fairly locked in, I guess, or as much locked as you can be. before this game, but as long as everybody's feeling all right and feeling confident, and that's the big thing, right? Is the confidence. This is a really good chance to get your confidence back after a tough week last week, and just mentally reset yourself. And with you being a coach, obviously there are tough times you have to go through with your team.
Oh, yeah.
Just give us some insight. Like, what are you telling your team when those tough moments happen? What is the best way to get a team just re-locked in mentally?
Those tough moments, you definitely have to give them a little bit of tough love. It's kind of a bit of a parenting relationship, but you have to talk to them as if, yo, we made some mistakes. We can learn from this. Let's make sure. Look, we did this wrong. Next week, if we play the same map again, we will make sure 100% not to do this. We're going to be playing together. We're going to be playing as a team, and they'll just be effective.
No, and absolutely. And I think good players, despite the tough love that you might have to give them, good players are able to take that criticism and use it for construction, right? It's all about this positive, this positive upbringing. You don't have to be bringing down your team and just being super intense about it. As long as the criticism you're giving is constructive, and the whole point is just to rebuild the team, mentally. That's the biggest thing.
100%, it definitely is.
And one other thing we didn't really talk about is now Seth making his way back to the stage. I almost feel like we need some walk-up music for him right now. It doesn't seem as exciting or epic when it's just me yapping over his walk-in as he says hello to Bendy from the Call of Duty Varsity team. We're playing next door in their match. We wish them good luck. If you want to catch them, they are on the B stream right now. So if you have a 2-monitor setup at home, make sure we're on the first one, and then, maybe keep the B stream on your phone or your laptop, maybe the not as important one. Make sure we're the priority right now because, this should be a fairly exciting game. But hopefully everybody can get into the lobby fairly quickly. Let's talk about predictions now because we haven't really touched on that. I do think St. Clair is going to win tonight. I feel like that's a lock. I'm going to say it is going to be in 2 maps, but I think UTD might make it close in map 2. I'm going to say 13-4 for Lotus, and then let's say 13-8 for Sunset.
Okay, pretty bold predictions. I also think St. Clair is going to be able to win tonight. Map 1, I will be predicting 13-6.
Okay.
And then map 2, I want to say 13-11. I would definitely want it to be close, exciting game. Make us work for it. Make sure we're going to learn something from this match and then keep it going on throughout this week, next week.
Well, there's always value to take, I think, out of any match that you play. There's always something you can go back and watch in film and be like, okay, this is something we need to work on. Maybe we can improve on this. We were dominant, but we still missed a couple solid plays, or it's like, oh, I missed a shot here. So there's always a learning opportunity, and I think that's the best thing as a team to really take into something like this is to just try your best to improve every single week. Because when you look at the Super Conference, when you look at those teams that we're going to be playing later on in the semester, it definitely doesn't get easier from here on out.
Oh, 100%.
And we can, talk about the Super Conference a little bit more. I mean, big game in terms of standings here. We got St. Clair knotted up in second place right now.
A three-way tie.
A three-way tie for second place at the moment right now. It is still very early in the Super Conference, so not that, this means anything now. But, you do want to build up these wins, especially when you have these big teams, near the top. Just taking a look right now. Winthrop in first. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. They are the clear-cut favorites, I think, to win the Super Conference this year. They are so dominant. Tier 1 players, star-studded roster all the way down. They are absolutely a team to beat. And then you got Maryville, West Virginia, and St. Clair, the ones who are knotted up with Cumberland as well. So we got 4 teams knotted up in second instead of 3. So This is a good chance to get some potentially easier points right now and try and break away a little bit, and hopefully one of these other big teams that you're tied with takes an L this week.
Oh yeah, St. Clair is definitely looking for a 2-0 here to pull away in not just points, but in confidence. If they're able to go into their next matches at peak confidence, I do believe there's definitely more teams on here we can beat than not.
I'm going to have to double check. I think next week is their bye week. Yes, next week is their bye week. So something else to think about as well, just getting a win, a dominant win right before you're going into your bye week when you have time to sit down and really get into film and scrims, that is a really good time as well to also reset mentally. So going in with a win must be feeling good, and it looks like we're getting close to going into the game. Headsets are going on. 1 minute ETA, I'm getting told from Prod. So everybody just hold on a little bit longer, and then we'll be able to get in to this first map on Lotus. And I'll ask you, Lelo, anything else you really want to say before this one? Any other thoughts? Like, what's the key to victory for St. Clair?
St. Clair's key to victory is definitely going to be just finding the Sentinel util, being able to trip it, break it however they want to, and draw rotates from UTD. If they're able to draw as much as they can away from the other side, I do believe St. Clair has very effective lurks. They'll definitely be able to capitalize off of that, find some holes in the UTD defense, or even attack, and just be able to stack up round wins.
It's going to be another important thing when you have your duelists making plays. Instinct is going to be, the big one to watch out for, especially. We like to see St. Clair. They like to run these rotation plays where they'll fake a run at C and then they'll rotate completely to A, or like vice versa. So we'll get to see what they bring to the table. Here we got our agents now from left to right. Viper, Fade, Vise, Neon, Omen. Not a surprise, I think. We've seen Instinct on Neon. Omen has been the rock-solid smoke player for the team. Sev not picking Sage here, choosing Viper instead. Lelo, what's your initial reaction to
A
this
little
roster?
surprising for me that JP isn't on Chamber, but I do believe Vise is very, very good on this map. Especially playing double smokes with the Viper and the Omen is really, really strong. That Viper is able to default that wall towards A and get so much space and so much information just by the wall being there. That simple presence is able to draw so much information for St. Clair that they'll definitely be able to use it to break through UTD today.
And speaking of UTD, we can take a look at their lineup. Fairly similar: Omen, Sova, Vise, Sage, and Raze. What are your thoughts on what UTD is bringing to the table?
UTD's comp is very, very unorthodox. The Sova especially, I find, is one of the less effective initiators on Lotus specifically, seeing how it's more of a closed cut map and not as open, or there's less lineups for Sova to throw on. Sage as well is also an unorthodox pick. I have not seen many Sages on Lotus. She's definitely going to be able to stop like fast pushes with, let's say, her wall or her slow orb and force St. Clair to pause, but I don't believe it'll be too much of a problem that makes it impossible to break through.
Well, I think St. Clair, they're going to have an idea of how to deal with that because we've seen Seth bring out Sage on Lotus before, so this shouldn't be anything that they've never seen before. I think they will have an answer to what UTD throws out. And here we are in the map. We are so close to getting started. 10 seconds before the start of the pistol round. It's St. Clair. It's UTD. Let's get it.
All right, and here we see a pretty standard default coming from St. Clair. Fade eyeing CU, waiting for the push-up. 3B. UTD's aware.
Oh,
What a nice shot. This gets two. And yeah, they just back up. Got amazing damage. Got their duelist out. And we see Viz running over to the stage to get a heal. Now he's going to be full HP.
Yeah, really hot start for UTD. I don't think St. Clair was ready for Viz around the corner with the Sheriff. But Instinct and Taiga felt the full brunt of what UTD has thrown at them. And, this is a bit of a wake-up for St. Clair, I think. If you thought it was going to be an easy walk in the park, you may have been mistaken, as now Sev trading shots, does find some. That's Malari going down. JP is going to be able to get the plant down because of that pick.
And here we see UTD coming in. 2v3 retake. No one can really take their ones. Oh, Viz gets one in main. Omen blind coming through. Sev has to back up into tree. 2v2 coming in. All they have to do here is play together. Till was in a very, very good spot to see bomb. Till, all he has to do is just live. Seth is playing first. Molly's a bomb. Good Molly, good time.
enemy
Tilo comes in.
remaining.
Nice.
Where are you?
Tilo just making it look easy.
Baiting for Sev.
Last player
One
standing.
now. Oh,
Oh, 1v1
Sev.
Paper.
this is your moment now. Still have the Omen smoke to play with.
Oh, good.
Does
wrap.
fall now, and
Oh,
Mapper is
unfortunate.
going to find the pick on Sev. Not
there
the start
time?
that St. Clair was looking for. They might have time,
Oh.
but it doesn't look like.
0.24 seconds. Very unfortunate for St. Clair. They nearly stalled out enough time,
think,
but still not a bad pistol coming through.
no, not a bad round at all. I think just a few mistakes there. I think it was a little closer than they wanted to make it in that one. Now UTD with an early advantage. A couple rifles online as well. So St. Clair needs to walk in again. I mean, it was a decent start. You had opportunities. You at least were able to get the spike down, but UTD, they were just able to win those ones, and Sev just not able to clutch in the big moment. Hopefully, he'll be able to get a chance to.
Lots of util coming in through A here. I believe St. Clair, off of that first round, got a pretty good idea of who's playing where. We've seen the Sage here twice. Oh, we are already in B. Very deep wall coming in from the Sage. Oh, Seth sees one. He knows 2 are A. He's already past the Sage wall.
Yeah, Sev with some great intel as UTD completely rotating through defender spawn. Is looks like they're going to be going for a C hit here, or as St. Clair.
Instinct's very, very deep. He needs to get his one and get out immediately. Very, very good pick.
And that's where it starts. Instinct is the one that gets those initial picks going for St. Clair. Does fall there, but still takes something with him.
Seth communicating to his team to break this Sage wall and run A, but UTD seems to be aware. They know nobody is in B. Tilo just waiting for his chance.
I like Sev's position here in top, just being patient, waiting for that potential swing. He's in a perfect spot. St. Clair's defense can just hold pat for
Dark
these
coming in
next
from
30
UTD.
seconds.
They're not
seconds left.
aware that Melari is in this corner. This could be very, very dangerous. It's looking like a B split here. Oh, Seth is in an amazing spot to get a very, very good backstab on these 2 B Heaven players.
Want to see now where
Fade Haunt coming in through B. 12 seconds left.
10 seconds left.
JP is going to get the spike
Oh,
down.
Seth gets one.
Planted.
That's good. That's all he had to do. Lighter buy, that's all he had to do, just get one.
And yeah, that's all you got to.
Unfortunate for Taiga going down here. JP,
One
2v2
enemy
coming
remaining.
through. 1v1?
Tilo was able to secure that rifle.
Unaware of what Melari is. Does JP know? I saw shoulder. Wow. Amazing shots coming through from St. Clair, and that's a very, very good Thrifty.
Yeah, and again, that's a good bounce back for the team as well. I mean, it's been a rough, like that was a rough first round for them, and now that they've been able to get another one there, especially with UTD having rifles as well to eliminate that potential bonus coming up in round 3. Really good response from St. Clair to get this one back in their favor. Instinct, great shot from him, but just not able to live longer in the round to see his team cruise to victory there. Still a lot of work to go.
We're seeing a little bit of a change in the UTD defense. They're Insta-Sova darting through deep A, which is, yes, it is dodgeable, but I think they would rather save it here. We see Tilo haunting deep. 3-stack on C. I don't know if Tilo's aware. Oh, he's aware that they could be a trap.
Looks like the rest of the Saints are going to be going for this.
F spots 2 on A.
Might be seeing an A hit from the Saints here as you have 3 members going through route. Tilo still trying to hold mound. I think he's trying to see if he can bait somebody, and he is going to be rewarded for that. Malari falls into Tilo's trap. Saints now with the advantage. Tilo with the smoke to work with as well.
I have the spike.
Grabs
Does
the
still have the
and
spike.
walks
I
over
think he's
towards
going to... I'd like to see him hold mound as well. You know, sort of eliminate that route that UTD can get back in, as now the Saints slowly but surely making their way through a main, but still split. Tilo with the spike along with Taiga. Might be seeing this B hit come through. Instinct
It might
using
be a
that
little
fast
dangerous.
lane.
There's a lot of UTD players here already.
30 seconds left.
Instinct spamming. Might be able to
Spike
get one.
planted.
Oh, unfortunate. That's the reload.
The spike does go down though. Instinct still in the fight, does find Glory, but Viz right there to trade him out. JP.
Nice shot from JP.
Ooh, JP makes it look too nice.
Now
gets
this round could
Mapper
get dangerous
down.
for St. Clair. Viz does have his ultimate.
Last
Able to,
player
oh,
standing.
unfortunate. Just walks into the crosshair and St. Clair clean it up.
And they make it look easy. I mean, those two picks come through right at the same time, and that was what we expected to see from St. Clair. I think that was just a quick, painless round. They were able to just do what they needed to do, execute those hits when they needed to, had UTD fooled with a split, and that was all she wrote there. St. Clair in the lead now, rifles to work with as well.
Only one player falling is amazing for the St. Clair economy. They're able to build it up, you know, start cycling ults, being able to stack more and more rounds. Here we see they might be going for a fast A hit. We see sliding out really unfortunate with this spray. Malari finds the shot. Do they know that Taiga is TP'd over? Oh, yes they do.
And that's something, unfortunately, that is a bit of a downside with the way Instinct plays. That aggressive nature sometimes doesn't work out for him, and you do fall early in the round here as Roman with the Odin, just deleting JP before he can even do anything about it. UTD, right now, we talked about how they could be a sleeper team to
Most
steal some
definitely.
rounds away.
Remaining.
Unfortunate.
And so far, they've been proving that they can hang with the big dogs. Tillo now in a 1v5. Not much you can do here. Can't even secure another pick for the road. UTD tie it back up after 2 dominant rounds from St. Clair.
I think St. Clair are definitely going to want to be looking more towards C and B. This Sage Slow plus Raisinade combo is very, very lethal, and it definitely stops Instinct a lot more in his tracks. I believe if we're able to start farming this C or maybe walking up, opening the door on B would be really, really effective. Fool a lot of players and leave Seth enough time to lurk through A.
The other thing, too, is that you don't even have to make anything too fancy. You know, you just have to take care of your business, just get it done the way you need to do it. Like, we don't need
See a
to...
really fast hit through B.
We don't need any super fancy plays. We just need to get the job done. And so far, UTD has been up to the task.
Oh, wow. We see Roman on a very unorthodox angle, and Seth still finds the kill. Deep Smoke coming in through A. Malari gets the res.
Is something notable, though, is that Malari's res does get baited out early. We'll see if
Does
things...
Seth know that Glory's in the smoke here?
I think he must have heard something if he's going to retreat with the rest of the team. Tillo, meanwhile, falls on the flank, but JP still getting the spike down on B.
Now we see JP still here, has the steel guard, and this could be very, very winnable for St. Clair. Unfortunate, Seth gets caught out. Doesn't know that they're there.
And tough for Instinct as well. I mean, does find one, but just caught reloading from Viz is
UTD
going
just
to
has to
fall.
chill, wait for their guns, and they'll be. It should be a pretty effective retake for them. JP in a very awkward spot, kind of on an island alone, able to play in this smoke. Might give him enough time. Taiga getting the kill on Roman. JP with the backstab. Oh, nearly getting
Nearly getting it.
transfer.
Taiga in the 1v1 now. Mapper, the only one left, doesn't have enough time to get the defuse as UTD just barely wins that round. Taiga, unfortunately, not able to finish that pick. That's tough. I mean, that one really had the Saints all over it. They should have won that one, quite frankly, and just not able to come away with it. UTD now playing with the lead once again.
UTD have definitely been very effective with their Sage Walls. They've been saving it for opportune times or just saving it to deep wall into A. Here we see the op coming out from Malari. Will she be able to find Seth?
I mean, you have a good reason to feel confident. I mean, UTD has been able to match the energy of St. Clair early.
Lots of mound control coming in through C. We see the Sova dart. I don't know if they know that Glory is up here. They hear the drop down. And now they just have to wait. Opens door, sees the haunt. Glory finding this one. Instinct sliding through door. Line coming in. JP is full point. He cannot beat.
And I think this is, like, quite frankly, this is pretty sloppy, I think, from St. Clair here. I mean, just sort of going into C mound with reckless abandon and just running into the crossfire that UTD is setting up here.
Definitely. Trying to brute force that was 100% not the play. JP here now stuck in a 1v5. Oh, no, 2v4 now. Seth finds one.
They do have the spike to work with, but with mound still smoked off and under UTD's control, St. Clair's going to have to rethink their strategy here. Still have some time to work with, 47 seconds to work with.
And we see
Not impossible to work with. I mean, it is a bad, it is a bad situation in terms of raw numbers advantage. you still have that op to worry about as well.
This is very, very hard for St. Clair. The wall coming in deep A, they only have to look at 2 sites.
30
and with
seconds
such a
left.
deep man advantage, this is going to be hard.
One enemy
Tough.
remaining.
Viz manages to find both of them. UTD making a statement early.
Up
4-2 now. Saints need to find some answers and quickly, because right now UTD has definitely looked like the better team.
I believe something that will be effective for St. Clair is early fade eyeing on A just to see if anyone pushes up. We haven't really done that so far, and it'll definitely stop them. Even if the Sage slow comes through, if we're able to fade eye and maybe even spam through the wall with our Guardians, you know, high penetration guns, we might be able to find a pick here. Here we see a 2-1-2 default coming in from St. Clair. Ooh, the fade haunt getting broken. They don't know Viz is here. Instinct lurking up through C with 2. Spots the Vise.
4-man push from the Saints here as Taiga teleports farther into C. It looks like they are going to be able to get this plant down if they move quickly. But UTD has done a really good job of setting their players up in these really awkward angles and setting up these traps that, quite frankly, St. Clair just hasn't really had an answer for so far.
Viper's pick comes through. Glory finds a pick with the op on Instinct. Wow.
Yeah, tough one to fall here. And so far, St. Clair's post-plant hasn't been totally clean. We've seen 2 rounds that they've dropped, even while planting the spike. This Viper's Pit is going to help out. JP adding another one.
Tilla with the backstab. Malari finding Taiga. Seth really just needs to live here, get as much value as he possibly can with the Viper's Pit. This is going to be a bit awkward because of the Sage slows.
Last player standing.
Wow,
And
amazing haunt coming in from Tillo.
Big
2v1.
Big
Last
round for
player
St. Clair,
standing.
potentially, if they can secure this. But
Oh,
Malari
on 4. No
is
time to
able
defuse.
to pick up the quad, but not enough to get the defuse. But again, a strong showing from UTD's players. I mean, quite frankly, the Saints are lucky that they were able to get that one in their favor, because Malari just outperformed all of them.
We definitely had to force a lot of our economy into that round, especially with the Viper's Pit coming through, but it's not all bad. Steel Garden did come through for UTD, and they still lost the round. Malari did get 4, yes, but they're not on amazing money. It's looking like a pretty even buy coming through here. Glory here sitting with the Odin, and here was 3 players on A.
I mean, you do have to worry about that Odin, because UTD was able to use that to their advantage in a previous round. Roman able to catch Tillo sleeping with the Odin. Glory just...
Oh, Instinct getting tagged so much, down to 36 HP. This is going to make their take a little difficult.
And Glory looking like Rambo, just getting the Odin
Oh, wow. Even
fired
Instinct
through.
low.
Instinct's got to be careful here. That kind of takes him offline for these extremely aggressive rotates that he likes to do. And now Malari, once again, in a prime position, but gets caught
timing from
reloading, and
Instinct.
Instinct is able to take advantage of it. Finally, something going St. Clair's way. Hopefully, they can take advantage of this from here.
Steel Garden coming in from JP definitely gives St. Clair a lot of time. We see the Haunt spotting this Sova. I wonder if we molly him out. We're just trying to get as much damage as humanly possible. Instinct on the lurk through B. I don't know if as UTD is aware of this.
They do have to be careful, because look at Mapper. He's making his rotation through tree.
St. Clair
Has
definitely just has to
one
play
enemy
time. Just
remaining.
wait for... No need to wait.
No
Seth,
need to worry,
they
and
find them all.
Mapper's rotate did not lead to anything, as St. Clair was wise enough to defeat him and the rest of the UTD squad, tying it back up. I think St. Clair is locked back in mentally. I think those early couple rounds, I don't know if it was some rust or just some latent lackadaisical plays that they were doing, but right now they looked like they've locked back in, and
Definitely a very good round. The decision to send Instinct alone stairs was highly effective. They were so far up through A already that the best thing that Instinct could do was to just play time, try and get the backstab. Yes, St. Clair still got the kills, but Instinct definitely would have been good for at least 1 or 2. Here we see a fast C coming through. Mapper with the judge, sitting with not a lot of util on site. Taiga TPing in. They're already in the site. I don't know if they know the judges there. Mapper finds Instinct and a 4-man flank. Let's see, we see JP on the line with an outlaw, finds 2. Nice shots.
Yeah, JP is so deadly. I was waiting for that to happen there. I think this is the play that St. Clair wanted to run. Take C early, forced JP to hold mound with the Outlaw, and he's just putting in work. That's
Three
his
for
third of the
JP.
round. Is he going to find Viz for the quad?
Very, very close.
And there it
finds
is.
all four.
There it is, like we called it. JP, cool, calm, and collected with the quad, gives St. Clair the lead.
Definitely a mistake from UTD there. You saw Malari crossing the Vise wall before their Raze was able to walk up. If they were able to walk up as two together and swing together as a team, they might have been able to find JP and just find another pick, a little bit more money for their economy.
And you would think that UTD would be wise to know that St. Clair loves pushing on to C. They really, really focused on getting mound control early, and that comes with Instinct going in aggressively. And we'll see if they can do it again. I like Instinct with the shotgun this time. See if he can catch somebody lacking. But Viz again.
Shot. Pops a rocket. Does he find one more? Taiga happens to TP away. Viz is still going. Oh, finds Taiga. Unfortunate.
You do take Viz's ult online, but a lot of damage done from the UTD
Not ready yet.
player.
Viz and Glory definitely doing the most for the team. They're finding 3 kills for 1.
This is going to be a tough retake here, as now you have 3 members of UTD defending the site. The lone defender of A just out beyond, but Valari in a good spot, and Glory as well.
Seth finds one,
You
but
just
isn't able to make
You
the transfer on
just
the other
have
2.
to spray and pray with the Odin, and that's all it takes to get it done. UTD not going down without a fight, just refusing to lose more than 1 round in a row.
5-5 here for our Saints. Let's see if they make any adjustments. We see UTD changing their defense a little bit. I do think this Fade Haunt over towards A is still effective. They haven't been walking down as much, but it will still clear out so much space, and then you're able to use the Viper Wall to, to lurk, use the Fade Dogs, clear out some space towards Rumble there. Here we see a 3-man on A. Sova's already rotating off.
Want to see what the Saints run here. Looks like they've foregone the spike in spawn. I think Instinct is going to be playing a little bit more carefully this time, because UTD has really been able to just eliminate him from the board completely.
Finding a completely lucky spam on JP. That is unfortunate through the smoke as well.
And just another thing that's not going St. Clair's way. I mean, they've been able to win rounds when they need to, but UTD is just, taking advantage of some sloppy playing from St. Clair. As
Tillo popping the ultimate towards C, isn't able to scan Viz, but they do know that one is on C site at least. You see Seth very, very deep into A, is able to molly stairs. They know one is here. Unfortunate, walking into Mapper's crosshair. They definitely have to try and end B, especially with the Omen ult coming through towards A.
yeah, these Odin plays for UTD have been very, very effective. I mean, you got 2 of them right now. St. Clair has just had no answers for what they've been throwing at him.
Hunter's Fury coming in on Instinct, is able to dodge it, especially with that Neon speed. Taiga finding one on Mapper. This became a very, very winnable round for St. Clair. Malari isn't able to use her Resurrection on anyone very easily.
Just have to be careful. I mean, and again, this is something that's been a point of contention in this game, as St. Clair's post plan has been quite, just not good
Util,
so
nice.
far.
Amazing pick. Tillo finding another pick.
Last player standing.
Looks like
One
Malari.
pick from Malari, and the Saints find it. One thing I love that St. Clair did there, they cycled so much util towards Heaven. They first Neon stunned. After the Neon stun expired, they Omen blinded just to give themselves some time, some breathing room. It proved to be very effective, and Taiga walking away with 3.
Yeah, big round from Taiga there. I mean, that looked like UTD was going to be able to take another one. They had the man advantage, but just calm, collected play from St. Clair, and that was able to win the day. But still, a lot left as we get close to halftime, 2 rounds away. Boy, it'll be great for St. Clair to win these 2 in a row here and get an 8-5 lead.
Foreman coming in for St. Clair. Instinct instantly dashing away. They know Glory is in here sitting with the Odin. He's been here before. Wall coming in from Malari. Saints definitely have to pause here. Seth finds one front B on Viz, and Instinct finds Malari.
Oh, does Glory, did he get the wall bang on
Yes.
JP? I believe he did. And again, the Odin play has just really been going crazy for UTD so far.
Instinct burning a hole through B, giving St. Clair so much space. Tillo planning open, is able to let St. Clair breathe a little bit. We still have Taiga here on A, able to do so much with the backstab.
Instinct able to get out, but UTD ready to swing back in. Rowan
Viper's
and
pick coming
Mapper.
from Seth. This is so hard for UTD. The positions St. Clair are in are so much better. The Molly coming in on the spike. We see a two-man hold on main. Tillo spraying for the
Last player
5-7.
standing.
1v2 for Mapper, and we see Instinct sliding for the classic Instinct 3K. 7-5 half for St. Clair Saints.
Damn, with the shooting bodies as well and the teabagging, St. Clair, they're definitely coming to play. Feeling the emotions right now as we get a nice zoom in on our newest sponsor. Shout out to Pre-Fire Co. Hopefully his hands are nice and toasty after this round. After this round, we'll be switching sides as well. In case you didn't know, it's halftime after this one. Saints with their biggest lead of the game so far. Hopefully they can continue the pressure going on defense next. I would think that's the side that they're a bit more comfortable on. Going into halftime with an 8-5 lead, especially with the way UTD's been playing, would be huge.
Oh, 100%. Especially with the comp that St. Clair is playing. Yes, they don't have the immediate stopping power that UTD have, but I do believe they have very effective
Blinding
stopping power.
crack.
We see
Not
Seth
ready yet.
on the lineup
Retrieving
from
flash.
B that lands on C. Definitely is able to save Taiga some smokes. Instinct locking up C here. I don't know. Oh, there's 4 UTD players here. They're just waiting for that door to close.
A similar lineup to what St. Clair was running on Mountain. JP does get a quick look. They know where UTD's going to try and get this play set up. That smoke going to help them a little bit. JP, though, he's waiting on the other side.
Still has flash to
There.
work with. The buy zone is here. The stun coming in from Instinct very effective, and the rest of the team from pushing the site. So Instinct finds one on Fizz. He's having to dance around this. Tigers here a little late, having to spam. Jumping up on top, trying to find
30 seconds
Sorry
left.
with 3.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Mapper and Tillo.
Spike down.
He's
C.
good in these situations,
Amazing shot
and
from
that's
Tillo.
proof that he is cold in the clutch. Secures that one for the Saints. They continue to ride the win streak.
3K after 3K after 3K. The Saints are definitely very happy with that. Trying to feed your fade as much orbs as possible, able to get that ultimate online faster, is definitely going to help in your retakes and just be able to win you out more. 8-5 coming in here for the Saints. We see JP using the Outlaw alone on C. He definitely wants to take this early angle. This might be a 5-man hit on B for UTD. Instinct seems highly unaware. With the Outlaw, finds one, is able to back up pretty safely.
And Instinct did his job. He gets that opening.
Tillo finds one on Mapper, and they're through B already. Only 11. Seth finds the pick, and
Spike
now
down
UTD
B.
sort of have to pause. They have a Viper one in their
enemy
way.
remaining.
They know at least 2 are here.
Flawless.
Instinct finds the headshot on Malari, and Tillo opens the door, finds it on Viz. And very, very good flawless coming in for St. Clair.
And that's all you need to do. Like you said, you don't need to make it super complicated. You just need to let everybody cook, give them some time, and that's exactly what UTD cannot let happen. They cannot let Instinct and the rest of the boys start cooking and feeling comfortable, because they're going to make plays like that. They're going to make you look silly, and now St. Clair is starting to run away with it.
Like I said earlier, the Saints might not have the immediate stopping power that UTD has, but it has been proving effective. The Rise Wall has been looking so hard for UTD to get through. They just haven't been swinging it together as a group. It's definitely been one by one. Instinct finding damage onto Roman. 140 on him. Has to jump out.
I think he was trying to maybe fake them out a little bit. I think he was going to try and maybe re-aggress there, maybe try and fool UTD into thinking that he had escaped. Wasn't able to hit that shot either, but Viz took a big hit there. Did get some intel as well. But with UTD setting this rotation,
Oh wow, we see Tillo on a very, very deep angle on B. UTD might just be waiting for Util and trying to re-clear towards A. Instinct seems to be aware as he's running over to A. We might see the Outlaw coming in through stairs and just UTD getting absolutely stared at. Dark comes through, isn't able to scan anybody. They still have to reach the shot. Tiger with a nice shot onto Glory and Instinct finding Malari.
Yeah, it's Instinct and Taiga again. Like, they've been making the plays in this round here. Viz, though, catches Taiga unaware.
Finds the sun. Seth finds him. And we see Tillo
30
here,
seconds
very,
left.
very aware of the B-lurk. Yes,
One
the
enemy
Visor
remaining.
finds a kill onto
Spike
Roman.
down B.
Now the Saints just have to play time. They have an amazing numbers advantage. Oh, Mapper finds onto Tillo.
That's
He's
a
able
tough.
to grab the spike. 15 seconds left. Mapper isn't able to do much. He just has to grab a weapon and say it.
Not ready
Yeah, there's not much you can do here.
10
I mean, at least
seconds
you
left.
get something out of it, but everybody on St. Clair was just in the perfect position to defend against what UTD was throwing at them. And like we said, give St. Clair time to cook and just get, you know, ready, reset mentally, and they look like a whole new team from what we saw at the start of this match. So good job for them, getting back 3 rounds away from securing map 1.
This is definitely going to be very difficult for UTD. Dropping as many rifles as they did going into that round is going to make this next round extremely important. We see a force coming through. Viz, low amount of util, but still forcing the Vandal, and 4 pistols coming in for the rest of his team. They definitely want to try and Hail Mary this round and do their best to win it. Hard A push coming in for St. Clair. We see putting Instinct on that very, very deep line, and Tillo already front B. Definitely want to clear it out. We see the dog coming through, sees 1. They don't know that 3 UTD players are here.
Tillo, though, being
wow,
patient, but
Seth
it's
finding
going to be
2 with the
Seth.
spray.
It's going to be Seth that makes the play, as now UTD on the back foot once again, all up to Roman
One enemy
Malari,
remaining.
but not anymore as Malari falls, and there goes Roman as well. The Saints continue to roll through UTD, 2 rounds away from winning Lotus, and that all comes down to that great play that we saw on Mount.
Oh yeah, 100%. I also do believe Seth being able to spam through the B main Viper wall and find the Omen and the Raze definitely put a massive, massive wrench into UTD's plans. They wanted to go fast. They definitely wanted to take that space, maybe trip the Vise wall early and just explode onto B. But with their Super and their Duelist going down at the same time, they aren't able to do that. This round is looking not bad for St. Clair. They have Tillo's ultimate to be able to clear C. We see 4-man C push coming in from UTD. The Viper Orb coming up early just to be able to give time for the Saints to clear front A.
It's just JP, the lone defender of C. Hopefully he's aware of this push coming through. Does miss with both of his Outlaw shots. Has to retreat. Glory
The attack
bringing
Odin.
the Odin back once again. Malari shots through the smoke. Can't
Lots of damage onto
connect.
Seth.
Roman is going to get
JP
this.
finds Viz through CT.
It's just too easy for JP. Let him cook. And he's going to find heads
amazing
just
shot on
like
Roman.
that. Roman's head poking out just a little too far, and JP finding
on
a
3.
3rd. Can he get the 4th? As now the rest of the Saints crash the site
Let's
for
see
the
if his teammates are
defuse.
willing to give JP the ace here. We see JP hopping up. Taiga trying to bait one. Glory
Last
finding
player
Seth.
standing.
Instant finding Mapper, and that's all she wrote.
That has to be all she wrote, unless
Oh, Glory finds 3.
somehow Glory was able to make that closer than it needed to be outright. I mean, Taiga is looking shocked, just as we are. I don't think anybody on St. Clair was expecting Glory to do as much damage as he did. But that's what we can see with these Odin plays here. All it is just spraying and praying, and even just doing something as simple as that, you can cause so much havoc and so much chaos.
Oh yeah, the Omen definitely got a lot of damage, but I do believe St. Clair's economy is so high up that they'll be able to take it off as a little laugh. They'll be able to laugh about it and just go into this next round with a lot to work with. Instinct, fast A aggression, and we see Taiga TPing up. He still gets scanned by the Sova Dart, having to re-clear it. And the Fade ultimate coming through might be a little preemptive, as we see no one getting tagged by it. Taiga swinging through the smoke alone, and JP still finds Mapper towards C. Drone coming 3, just trying to re-clear A. Instinct finding Malaria, amazing shot, Tiller finding one as well. This has become winnable for St. Clair, but Instinct is just on a tear in their spawn. The double flank coming in from Instinct and JP, and Instinct still having the ultimate is going to make this really, really hard for UTD. Glory using his ultimate to get towards A, just trying to clear the site as much as humanly possible. They aren't aware that a 3-man flank is coming through here. Instinct definitely having to be the trigger for this retake. Oh, Seth nearly getting his head taken off by Glory there. This is very, very awkward for UTD. They definitely have to try and play either across or just try and trade each other off of the kills. Glory trying to take first towards heaven. They aren't sure where the Saints are coming from. And here we see the ultimate popping from Instinct. Definitely running towards backside. Taps the bomb. Glory, Viz finds it onto Instinct. Glory finding one on JP. And this has become very winnable. We see Seth halving the bomb.
One
Both
enemy
have to
remaining.
swing. Taps again. Glory and a phasing shot coming in from Seth. And that is the map. 13-5 for our St. Clair Saints.
Yeah, Seth is just like that, man. I mean, composed in the big moments. I mean, wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get that diffuse fully off, but able to get it to half, and then perfectly swings out, finds both. UTD just had no answer. Once St. Clair started on that run, it was just complete domination for St. Clair. So a rough start to Lotus, but I think St. Clair has to be feeling good about how they ended. It's not about how you start. It's how you get to the end.
I
Something like
that one.
I would hope so. I think that one's pretty, pretty well known. But Seth with an interesting mid-match routine there to maybe wake himself up, maybe hype himself up, keep it going for him, keep that energy up. But yeah, no, really solid. I was a little worried. I'll admit, I was pretty worried at the start of that one because it looked like UTD was going to be able to match the energy that St. Clair was bringing, and they did. But somehow the Saints just flipped a switch, and it was just complete dominance from that point on.
Completely flawless defense half. St. Clair is definitely going into this next map feeling extremely confident. I do believe the maps or the rounds that they traded on St. Clair's attack was a little close. There was a lot of close rounds, but yes, UTD had some pretty confident rounds. St. Clair on defense, completely different animal. No rounds dropped, amazing plays coming in, and UTD making a lot of mistakes. Definitely a lot of mistakes in the communication and how they wanted to play the map, and St. Clair definitely capitalized off of that.
Well, it certainly helps that St. Clair is very dominant on Lotus. It's one of their favorites, especially Lotus defense. They are just completely locked down on that side of the map. So this shouldn't be a surprise, I think, to our, usual St. Clair Valorant enjoyers out there, and we know you're out there. But we'll take a look at Sunset coming up next. I think St. Clair is starting. I think they're starting on defense. I might have to get Prod to confirm which side they're starting on, but I would think that with the performance they had on the defensive side, if that is where they're starting, you'd have to think that they would be feeling confident, especially with the performance they put up.
Oh, they definitely are feeling confident. If they are going into defense first again, I do believe St. Clair is disciplined enough to run away with a lot of rounds and just be able to smoothly take attack. If they're starting attack, I do believe personally that Sunset is an attack-sided map. St. Clair definitely is able to make an amazing tear with the Neon. We saw Instinct on Lotus being able to solo lurk up through stairs, look towards B Heaven, find that one pick on the lurk. If he's able to do that again and again on Sunset, I believe UTD doesn't really have an answer for it.
And yeah, no, like you said, it comes down to Instinct. I think UTD did a really good job of negating Instinct's impact at the start. I mean, some of those runs that he was doing or some of these rotations just weren't completely clean. They were expecting it. Just the impact that he had was just completely, like we said, negated. There was, we really didn't see him too much until the second half where if St. Clair, the play call was changed, maybe UTD wasn't as wise to the rotations that St. Clair was throwing at them, and they made it look easy, quite frankly.
Oh, 100%.
But it took them a while to get there, so I'm hoping that they can carry this momentum into the next one. But if you're UTD, what are you doing to potentially rebound? We will have to think about that as we get a look at the scoreboard after map 1. It's the coach top fragging with JP, both the boys putting up 18 and 11 score lines. Instinct, a modest 14 and 12. Tillo, 16 and 9. Taiga, 10 and 10. But those 10 picks, very impactful, especially that triple early on that was so important for St. Clair going on that run. And taking a look at UTD scoreline, Vis, the top fragger, saw him all over the map with Mapper, Malari, Glory, and Roman holding down the back end. Really quiet game from Roman. Not sure the Sova intel was doing as much as they were hoping for.
Oh, definitely. I do believe the Sova was a little less effective than they anticipated. They definitely want to look back on this and see if they want to make any changes. But this, all in all, has been a good learning experience, I believe, for UTD.
Absolutely. And I think we're just going to keep waiting for this next match. I believe we got a comm to go into a very short break. So once we do that, we'll be right back into map 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Favor, no more than calamity though. Left in 5, he'll be shut down. The rotation was for Cumberland, but St. Clair breaks through. Oh, getting beat.
Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing that amazing ad once again. I mean, it's the best ad that we have. I mean, quite frankly, I mean, what's not to like?
Nothing.
We're just about to get into game. I've heard the teams are just chomping at the bit to get into the second map here. Lelo, any final thoughts before we start the Sunset match?
I believe I've said all the thoughts I have.
Okay.
If St. Clair is starting on defense here, I do believe they'll have a very strong showing. Their defense had looked insanely solid on Lotus, and if they're able to keep up the same standard, then Sunset should be all right for them.
Well, hopefully that is the case. I mean, I think the biggest thing is just keeping that momentum that we had really started to gain at the end of Lotus. That's the big thing, right? If we can just shut UTD down completely, it should be a fairly easy second map. And the other thing I just want to say, you know, what was the prediction I said in the pre-show? I think it was 13-4 on the first
13-4,
one,
yes.
and it was 13-5. So
You were close.
I was
You were
very close.
very
I just
close.
I just wanted to throw that out there. You know, very, very close. But we'll see what Sunset is. I think this one is going to be a little closer. I genuinely think that UTD is going to make a bit more of a fight in this one. We saw the potential that they had. So I think just for competition's sake, I'm hoping that this one is close, but ultimately St. Clair comes out on top.
Considering that this is one of St. Clair's stronger maps, and UTD decided to pick it against us, they definitely are very, very confident in their Sunset and how they want to play. So I'm excited to see how they will do.
Yeah, definitely something to consider, but hopefully they did their homework and they know what the Saints can bring to the game on Sunset, because like you said, this is one of their favorite maps. This is a map that they do very well on. So if UTD has any sort of game plan, it's really going to have to be stout.
Definitely. As we are soon to be into our map here, we see St. Clair starting on the defense, as we had predicted. And I'm excited to see the comps coming through.
Yeah, we do get a little sneak peek, at least on our monitor, at what some people are saying. Taiga going to be sticking on Omen with the smokes. Sev swapping to that Sage. Been more of a comfortable role for him. But we will... I was told not to reveal the agents yet because they want to make sure they use that agent select graphic. So I will not look. Although I have seen maybe a little too much. Too much has been revealed and spoiled for me. But I will not reveal the rest for the yes, my eyes do not see as Adrian walks back and into the marketing room making fun of us. But I think the agent select graphic hopefully will be up in a second, and there it is. As we said, Sev with that stage, JP hopping on the chamber, Instinct sticking with Neon, Tillo moving to Fade, and Omen sticking with the smokes. With UTD, we'll take a look at their side. Another Neon as well. KO for Mapper, Cypher, Omen, and Gecko for Roman. Anything that really jumps out at you, Tillo? Oh, Tillo. Lelo.
Very
My bad.
unorthodox comp coming in from UTD. You don't usually see the Gecko and the KO pairing together. I'm excited to see if Mapper has any lineups to make the KO as effective as possible. Mid might be dangerous for St. Clair if Mapper is able to throw flashes effectively. Yes, the refreshing flash from Gecko is effective, but I do believe St. Clair will be able to break it consistently enough to not being too much of a problem.
I think JP is going to be somebody to watch out for. We saw how deadly he was with the Outlaw, and then giving him Chamber as well, just that extra firepower to work with. I'm really hoping to see a big game out of JP in this one. But again, a fairly standard comp for St. Clair. Hoping that they can just make this one look easy, and hopefully they're going to be able to figure out how to deal with this rather unorthodox comp, like you said, coming in from UTD.
100%. JP with the TP, Instinct being able to run around the entire map is going to give St. Clair some amazing rotates. They'll be able to cycle util effectively. They'll be able to clear a lot of angles with Tillo's dogs, Tillo's haunt, and just be able to have a lot of map control, especially with Seth's wall. As we saw in Lotus with UTD, they had insane immediate stopping power, and here we see ourselves getting into the match. Malari having a camera outside of B, just waiting to see for the walk-up, and we see Tillo all by his lonesome, with Instinct sitting in market, ready to support him.
Well, you did say that this is an attacker-sided map, so we'll see if St. Clair is ready for this UTD assault that they're going to be throwing at them, but
You see a double swing coming in from
Ooh.
St. Clair. Instinct only able to find one, and Malari finds the 2 kills.
somehow Malari, 10 HP in a dream, does get that ultimate for his troubles, but UTD just crashing the site. Taiga blinded, can't find Glory. Now UTD gets the spike down. JP and Seth, the lone members alive for St. Clair.
Here we see them both grouping up towards market. They just have to be able to find their
Last
2
player
picks. Seth
standing.
not able to spot, and that is the round.
Yeah, JP able to find one, at least for a little bit of a buff or a bonus there to your economy. 1 pick, I guess. It's something to take away from, but just, yeah, another round where UTD just comes through and just punches St. Clair in the mouth and makes a statement early.
Oh, 100%. UTD is very good at making that early plays, those early statements. As we see with the Gecko Flash coming in through mid off of barrier drop, as I said, mid is definitely going to be a little bit of a problem for St. Clair. UTD is going to be able to break that door very easily. Oh, the gamble snap from St. Clair is good. UTD is unaware that instantly stun coming in. Isn't able to find one. Unfortunately.
Tough outcome for St. Clair. That was a really solid lineup that they had, but UTD, again, thanking their lucky stars that they are still in the 3v2 now as Taiga deleting his counterpart Omen from the lobby. That's what we want to see from St. Clair, making these big plays when they are behind the 8-ball. Pistols in hand still, but Tillo creeping up, but Mapper is able to swing with the headshot, finding Tillo, as this one now back to a 2v2 even matchup.
We see my amazing King Wingman going over to plant the bomb. Roman is able to get so many orbs. Gecko ultimate might be able to come through next round even. Taiga getting suppressed from the knife. We see Seth here on the flank, just wanting to group together with Taiga, get as many picks as possible. This has been good for St. Clair. Being able to find 3 at all is really, really good, especially coming into the better weaponry from UTD.
When you look at this trap that UTD is setting up, both Mapper and Roman stacked up for this crossfire. St. Clair's going to have to be careful. This isn't going to be an easy retake.
Both blinded. We see the KO flash.
Last player standing.
Taiga's swing and
Oh, Seth.
Unfortunate
Seth. He knows it. He knows he should have had those shots, but nothing you can do about it now as UTD escapes with another round win after some more mistakes from St. Clair. Very similar to what we saw at the start of Lotus. Just some sloppy plays, some mistakes early. Hopefully they can rally the team and clean that up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Still a very effective save for St. Clair, putting a dent into UTD's economy, but not being able to close out the round in such a winnable situation definitely has to hurt.
And this is going to be a very important round here. You know, you sort of are in this force buy situation now. Really, really important to at least get something.
Off angle, finding Viz is full blinded, not able to find Glory. Still very good damage coming through. JP having to TP out.
Yeah, this Gecko has really been a problem for St. Clair now. You were talking about how this is an unorthodox combo for Sunset, and so far UTD has really been taking advantage of it.
The deep wall coming in, aim in from Seth. Still able to find damage onto Valari. Knows the lurk is there, and we see a deep smoke coming in from Taiga. Lots of space that St. Clair has to work with right now.
See if Taiga's able to hold mid. Does have a lot of space to work with. Doesn't have the intel. All the members of UTD just locked up here. This 4-stack.
Seth just having to jiggle, having to get as much information as possible towards A, as seeing as he is alone. We see a 3-man come through elbow. KO going alone. Malari still with the cam back is able
30
to
seconds
not
left.
spot Seth. See Seth back sight. Taiga had blinded Seth there, but is still able to find a kill. Seth finding 2, breaking the wingman. Bomb is down. 20 seconds left for UTD. Not a lot of time left in the round. The thrash comes through, isn't able to find Seth.
Somebody's there.
Full blind still effective. Seth
Last
living
player
so
standing.
long.
How did Seth live through that do-si-do with Roman, but somehow he's able to win that fight, and St. Clair, that's a big win for them early. I mean, just to stop that momentum that UTD was building up, and Seth just able to hold out.
Amazing
Really good showing, like you said. Break it down.
Amazing positioning from Seth there, just having to jiggle through that backside box, wasting so much time and so much util that UTD had to put in to try and clear him out. Not able to. Him being able to break that wingman with such little time left put a lot of pressure on UTD that they just weren't able to deal with.
And hopefully St. Clair can take advantage of this. Do not adjust your TV sets. St. Clair is the one who's down currently. But, you know, only down 1. Still a lot of time to work with here. Look at this, UTD getting ready to spring another trap, but Taiga is there. Gets 1. Mapper is there to trade him out, but the rest of the Saints
Amazing spam.
there to hopefully clean up JP right on the other side of the smoke. That KO so close to him, but just able to get out. As now Glory is going to fall. Tillo finds 2. Really good showing for St. Clair if they tie it back up.
Very good round coming in from St. Clair there. Tillo being able to find 3 was amazing. He got 1 even through a smoke. I'm not sure if you saw that. Just killing 1 with a very random spam just put so much stopping power, especially killing Viz early. UTD had to pause there a little bit, just take a second.
And that's the big thing, is if St. Clair is able to throw UTD off their game just that little bit, they're going to find answers to the plays that UTD is throwing out. So far, it's been similar to what we saw in Lotus, where UTD is coming out firing, punching St. Clair in the mouth, as Tillo just did there, but UTD again with a quick response.
JP not being able to find one with the spray, but Tillo, instinct up on the wall from Seth. Amazing combination from those 2.
Instinct with a crispy headshot to give the man advantage back to St. Clair, as now UTD forcing through mid, but St. Clair, you got 2 members on Boba and in Alley ready to spring that trap.
Here we see Seth holding the smoke, not just ready for anything. I know he's definitely communicating to his team that there could be an A hit here. That deep smoke coming through, he just has to back up and live as long as possible. Taiga clearing all the way through tiles. He knows that no one is mid. I'm not sure if he spotted the KO there. We see UTD still splitting B. Taiga with an amazing backstab. Tillo on the line, spots 1.
Yeah, UTD, this is a really tough spot now, as now St. Clair's pinch is coming through as we
30
got
seconds
Instinct
left.
and Sev rotating through Bo, but it gets to B. Glory does get the bomb down. Viz finds Taiga. Still work to do
player
for the Saints.
standing.
That's good for Instinct and Sev, clearing it out as now St. Clair retakes the lead in round 5.
I said it before, I'll say it again. Amazing spam coming in through the smokes. It's like St. Clair can see them.
Sometimes you just have to spray and pray. That's all that matters, right? It doesn't matter. If you just pray, you will find an answer, and St. Clair has found an answer to what UTD has been throwing at them on this attacker side. Good chance for St. Clair to just keep this momentum going and carry this on.
Here we see JP getting set up with the operator towards A. They're definitely moving him around a bit more. Just looking at Seth there. The knife coming through. JP dodges it and is able to get onto the line relatively safely. Let's see if he's able to find Viz here. Instinct finding 2 on Viz
Spike
and
down
Mapper.
A.
Amazing.
Yeah, stole those picks from JP. Like, he was right there waiting on the angle, but Instinct said, nah, bro, I got this. But JP will take it as long as they win this round here. But Glory will not be denied. Has the smoke and the sage wall to work with for some cover. See how aggressive the Saints want to be in finding this pick. Instinct aggresses too much as Glory
player
takes him
standing.
down, but Roman calls in response. Seth cleaning up Glory, and Saints rolling once again.
Those 2 picks from Instinct coming out deep A main were definitely amazing. As you said, he did steal those 2 from JP, but it's okay. Our team went around. It's fine.
It doesn't matter. It's a team game, right? It's a
Especially.
team fight, you know, as long as you're contributing, that's all that matters. As, once again, you know, the Saints still got some work to do to keep this one in their favor.
And we
I don't know,
see
we
a
might be getting a
timeout coming in
timeout,
from
yes.
UTD. They definitely want to reassess what's going on here. Make sure to talk it out with their coach. Have the time.
Oh my.
Here we see a close-up cam of Seth. Amazing forehead.
That's not a 4-head, bro. That's a 5-head. I think. Shout out to the observers for catching that in the timeout. But no, you're right. I think that's a good call for UTD. I'm surprised they didn't take one on Lotus. I mean, with the momentum that the Saints had gained at the tail end of that round, I mean, you were just letting them dog walk you, quite frankly, you know, not even taking any breaks. So I think this is a smart play here. I think St. Clair won't be deterred from this. I think they're just going to keep things going the way they have been and just keep dealing with it, especially now. You do have you got a lot of rifles to work with for everybody. Vandals, Phantoms, the whole bit. JP still with the op. Not a good looking situation for UTD now, as Roman the only one with something better than an SMG.
UTD still have a chance in this round with Mapper's ultimate being able to stop all utilities. Fast A coming through. Viz also has his ultimate, but is very far behind. I do believe he was trying to clear front B, but gets caught out a little bit by Instinct.
That's all the intel that the Saints. It pays dividends as Sev and
Spike down
Taiga
A.
once again open the scoring for St. Clair. This has been so different from what we saw on Lotus, where UTD was really good at finding these opening picks. Now the script has been completely flipped, where St. Clair has just been completely dominating these early interactions, and UTD has just had no answers, as Viz, the only surviving member left of UTD. Oh my goodness, Seth just got flicked on. So did JP, but Instinct able to clean up after Viz was trying to get everybody on the Saints into a montage for his YouTube channel.
Definitely uncomfortably close for the Saints, seeing as one of them was even very low HP there, but still pretty expected. They were able to get the KO ultimate out of that round, which I do believe the Saints will love. Our economy is looking really good, so I don't believe that will put too much of a dent in our defensive plans. We have 4 ultimates coming through, JP being one off. UTD still having that Neon ultimate.
Still a lot to work with if you're a Saints fan here. Is going to take mid control. Taiga once again, the lone defender of mid. Might be getting a split here from UTD, with Malari trying to scope out mid NA as he slowly makes their way back through mid. But the Saints are going to play as slow as UTD wants, as JP patiently waiting. He sees just a tiny little bit of Viz, and that's all that matters. Another opening pick going St. Clair's way.
Amazing line that JP was able to get on there. Just stopped so much
Oh,
of what UTD
okay.
wanted to do. And again, a shot through his smoke. You barely saw a pixel. Oh, ooh, we see a little bit of body
Okay,
shooting
all right,
coming
okay.
through. Okay, Malari. Okay.
Okay, they're trying to match the energy that the Saints are throwing at them. I like that, but UTD is gonna need to channel some of that rage, that gamer rage, into maybe winning a round instead of losing 5 in a row. I mean, maybe that would help, as JP still trying to hold these long angles. Does get a
30
quick
seconds
peek
left.
at Malari, but Malari,
JP on 3, unfortunate, isn't able to find the kill to Glory. Malari being 7 HP and Glory being low themselves. It is still a 2v2. They still have the Omen ultimate.
Last player
Oh, we see
standing.
Taiga already on site, just ready for them.
yeah, Taiga
10 seconds left.
teleport coming through to get out is now he aggresses right back onto the site, and he's going to finish it off and going to get the defuse as well. Sev, all he can do is clap and acknowledge the greatness of Taiga, who is so composed. I don't think he even saw what was happening next to him, but it doesn't matter. Taiga continues to stay hot, and so do the Saints.
Definitely ice in Taiga's veins there. Tillo as well, with the supporting utility, is able to throw the Fade net towards Generator. It isn't able to find the Omen, but he's still able to draw some time, give Taiga time to get unblinded, and just go in there with the shorty and find the kill. 6-2 for our St. Clair Saints. We see another broken buy coming in here for UTD. It's been looking so hard on their economy, and they definitely want to invest at least Roman and Viz ult into this round.
Still need to invest, but UTD needs to find some answers because the Saints have just been on a tear lately. Taiga trading shots through mid is going to get the retreat. Viz trying to re-aggress with that Neon ult, trying to find targets. Does find Taiga. Mapper with another one. Good chance for UTD to make a statement here. JP missing
One
that
enemy
shot
remaining.
is going to fall in turn. Sev, the only member left after the carnage.
Spike planted.
Looks like UTD is finally going to end St. Clair's streak right here, unless Sev can clutch up and win this 1v5, but doubtful,
It's
I
looking
think.
hard. It is looking very, very hard with 5 members of UTD alive.
She's
They have
still
so
gunning
much
for ya.
intel. Even investing the Gecko ultimate and finding Sev. That is unfortunate, as we might see a knife even coming through. Sev begging for his life, and no, Mapper ends it. What an amazing take from UTD there. They used the Neon ultimate to find their way very, very fast into top mid there, and the Omen ultimate as well to cut noise, make sure St. Clair isn't able to see their map and teleport into their spawn. Amazing positioning from those two, and especially from our mid players, the 2 initiators coming in through market, able to find kills.
And that's a huge round for UTD, just simply ending St. Clair's momentum because they had just been running the floor, you know, just making it look so easy. And now you make St. Clair just a little bit more uncomfortable than they have been, but let's see what St. Clair can do in response.
Seth holding an amazing angle towards A. We did see the Gecko Flash coming through, not being able to tag Seth, but they hear the Sage Wall coming through, deciding to back up. Again, they have smoked one side of top mid. We see the chamber trip getting broken and just re-backing up. UTD might want to hit through market here. It's looking rather awkward for them. They have not too much to work with. Taiga spotting Viz is able to get that information and just back up slowly. He definitely has to quickly TP up here, otherwise he's going to get caught out. Viz not being able to find the spam. Oh, Taiga barely getting out with his life, and now we see St. Clair in a pretty stable position. The Sage Wall will break soon, yes, but they are still completely fine. Roman investing the wingman into clearing out that close elbow angle. I'm not sure that's good for them. They have 40 seconds left. They have yet to get bombed down. We see 3 players of St. Clair toward A. JP all alone on the B site. Yes, he has this operator, but this will definitely be hard for him. Has to hold back sight, is able to find the shot onto Viz as the Neon is sliding on him. I know that's hard.
He makes it look so easy, finding another one and a third. Why not? Can he get the 4th? He does. JP with a huge effort onto B is going to get the defuse as well. Oh, potentially not. A caster curse coming in at the last second. the Saints still clutch the round up, but a Herculean effort from JP to get St. Clair the win in that round.
What amazing shots coming in from JP. We see him standing
Stand
up,
up,
getting
young
hype
man. That was a
as
crazy
you
clip.
should. That was an amazing 4K, especially with the neon sliding on him. Yes, he was on for the ace, but still, being able to hit these shots so consistently is amazing. This headshot onto the KO as we see him re-aggressing onto Glory and finding another. 7-3 for the St. Clair Saints. As we get to the last 2 rounds of this half, we still have an amazing ultimate line to work with. The Saints are in a very good spot, especially economically. We see UTD a little bit weaker, one having to buy regen, and this round is a must win. If they lose this round, they have to go into the last one with a very, very low buy. JP opting to opt mid now. Ooh, nearly able to find the shot onto Viz.
JP's got the hot hand with the sniper. I mean, just let him cook. Let him continue to produce for the team. And Taiga as well. I mean, we've been calling his name a lot. He's been making these big plays as well and getting these, you know, St. Clair rounds to just fall their way. And UTD right now, they are searching for answers because St. Clair, once again, they're getting this train rolling again. Glory, though.
Flankers getting flanked. Viz surviving for a very long time, and St. Clair just has to regroup and play this retake. They have lots of good util to work with, and are still able to effectively retake together. We see the eye coming in from Tillo is able to spot Viz, having to sticky him, giving St. Clair lots of time. JP definitely is waiting for the smoke to drop, finds Malari, and they know the omen is very, very low towards Elbow. Let's see if JP is able to find the shot, and he does. Very good retake coming in from St. Clair, and again, UTD's economy is looking very, very poor here. They don't have many ults to work with, and their buy is going to be so much lower. And like I said earlier, that Sage Wall, immediate stopping power, is able to give St. Clair so much time to be able to rotate through mid, give their flankers time to be able to get an effective flank.
Yeah, it really is looking quite dire, I think, for UTD now. I mean, you know, economy aside and ults to work with, I mean, St. Clair has really started to turn it up now. They're starting to have fun and, you know, make these big-time plays. And we saw a big-time play from that young man just a couple rounds ago. 8-3 the score now. Final round before halftime, before the side switch. We'll see if St. Clair can go with a bang.
UTD still being able to force a good amount of rifles, and Tillo finds a kill onto Malaria already, and Glory still being able to find a good kill onto Taiga. Trading a smoke sprayer for a Sentinel is not bad for UTD here. As we see Market Door still open, the KO all
tough.
coming through.
Okay.
JP finding one, pulls out the shorty. Is he able to find another? And he does onto Viz. Roman getting the regen on. Oh, JP nearly hitting that. Yeah, UTD just have to reset here. There's not a lot they can do towards this site, especially with Instinct here already. Seth definitely has to try and go towards his teammate on B. They'll be able to retake A with 4 people, Seth having the ultimate.
Well, it does look like the Saints have figured out where UTD is going. That Sage Wall going to slow them down a little bit. I think the Saints finally get an idea of what UTD is trying to run as JP and Instinct trying to make their way over to B. Roman is going to get the spike down in time.
Spike planted.
Roman having this ultimate is really huge, but here we see Mapper overextending. Unfortunately, JP still with the shorty, isn't able to find a kill onto Glory, but still a very good retake coming in from St. Clair. 3v2 as we see the Thrash coming through, just chasing Instinct around as he's running. Fade ultimate coming through, putting Ronan at 1 HP, and we see the Saints cleaning it up. Very, very good standard retake coming in from St. Clair as we end this half 9-3.
Yeah, excellent retake as well. Just making it look easy. We saw, you know, the aggression from Instinct and JP just perfectly putting UTD off kilter and retaking with ease, I'd say. They really are making it look easy right now. They're rolling all smiles across the board from the boys. Just a couple rounds away from securing this series win. Hopefully they can keep this momentum going on the attacker side. The favorable side, you would have to argue, we were talking about it before, so if this is the favorable quote-unquote side of this map, St. Clair is going to be looking pretty happy.
Oh, 100%. There's definitely a lot St. Clair can do to mess up UTD's flow. I do believe they want to avoid mid at least a little bit as to not get KO knifed, but still, St. Clair has so much explosiveness out of this team comp, and they're able to still Sage slow. We see some spam coming in through top mid. Viz put down to 1 HP. As I said, the KO Knife finding 4, but Taiga making a tear through market completely alone. He's coming up through Boba, might be able to find one onto Viz here, seeing as he's so low, is able to find one. And Ronin with the trade. Malari finding Instinct, and this has become really good for UTD. 4v2. Yes, Roman is on one but
enemy remaining.
Mapper finding Tillo.
Yeah, another pistol round going the way of UTD. That, if you can say anything that's been really good for UTD tonight, it's been their play in the pistol rounds. I mean,
Definitely.
completely dominating right now. St. Clair needing to work a little bit harder to get this one. Does get a little bit of Mapper's shoulder there. Seth misses the shot. Is workable, I think, for Seth here.
Nice
That's
shot
one.
onto
It all
Mapper.
starts with one. Has 3 more to go. Roman with low HP as well. Seth with a full 100. See what he's able to do here. Is going to avoid the blind a little bit. Does get onto the site.
Now
30
aware that
seconds
there's
left.
at least one here. We see the UTD players trying to group towards main, just trying to play together.
They're going to let him get it
the
down.
bomb down. Wow.
I'm shocked that UTD was going to let him get that plant for as easy as that was.
If Glory throws another smoke, Seth might be able to play around it and
they're
just
going
steal
slow,
at least
too.
one kill. Yes, they're
I
very
can't
slow.
believe how slow they're going right now. They have the numbers advantage, and Seth is going to make this one really close now as only 2 members alive for UTD. This is really going to be hairy, but Molari ends it before it could get embarrassing for UTD. But Seth, with a great effort to at least get St. Clair a chance to steal that round away, but wasn't going to happen as UTD get back on the board.
Seth definitely made it extremely dangerous for UTD. Very valiant effort coming in from him. Not able to close it out, but still good amount of kills, good damage. He's able to start building up deeper and deeper into that Sage Res territory as we come here into the second round of this half.
Second round of the half. Another one where, you know, Saints come out of the half. Oh, a nice little shot of the Canadian flag. How's that? That's good work from Wyatt Swag Rapson, our free cam operator tonight. Excellent work. But no, it's another pistol round where Saints come out just a little bit slow, a little bit rusty. I'd really like to see them get a bounce back here. Maybe just get an early pick, try and steal a rifle from somebody if you can, and just try and make something happen. Don't let UTD think they can get back in the game.
Oh, Taiga's trying to creep up toward mid, isn't able to find one and take some damage. This deep wall coming in from Seth is able to give St. Clair an amazing time to just get the spike down quickly. They just want to get as much money as humanly possible for this round. Seeing as UTD has such stronger guns than them, we see Taiga late main might be able to find one with the backstab. Instinct finding Glory, and we see Seth with the classic finding Mapper. This has become very dangerous for UTD. Viz's Judge might be able to make something happen, but still, this is not the outcome that UTD wanted for this round.
Saints
Definitely.
are going to have to get some lucky bullets going their way. That is going to help, but 1v1, oh, Taiga is going to win it. That barrier clearing at the perfect opportunity. Dinks the headshot. Saints retake that round.
Very,
After-
very well played from our
Ooh.
Saints there. That Sage Wall integral to cutting off that CT space, having to funnel all of the UTD players through Link. Just that one area made it very awkward, especially with Taiga's backstab through late main. He's able to find one and just make himself known. His simple presence being there made himself so dangerous to UTD.
What are the Saints prepared to do about the UTD response that might come through here? You know, it was pretty close for UTD in that one, but once again, the Saints cool, calm, and composed.
We see Instinct making a tear through mid. He's up alone. Might be able to find a kill onto Malari. Spots Viz. They know the Cypher is here. Oh, Malari with the Bucky just finds Instinct backside. He isn't able to clear in time.
That has been something that the Saints have been struggling with. The shotguns have been sneaky good for UTD. Taiga still going to get that plant down, but UTD with a man advantage still.
Malari being able to dance around those cages is able to also find a pick onto JP, and Malari with the spam. She's on 3. 36 HP, yes. The res comes in from Seth. Still makes it a 3v3. Taiga 1 HP already. Tillo finding 2 in his spot. Very, very good. The full blind isn't able to do a lot. Let's see if Seth is able to clutch this 1v2. He finds
Oh, okay, all right.
amazing space transfer coming in from Seth.
The coach, Unk, does it. It does not matter. He will win those clutches. He is just like that. He really is. I mean, what more could you say? Another clutch round from Seth. Let's get that on the replay. Lelo, break it down.
Even Seth himself is in disbelief at how he hits that. He has to play in that spot. Seeing as he walled behind him, there isn't very many places for UTD to funnel out of. He knows where both are, and he's able to train his crosser. That flick onto Roman up in the air was just beautiful, and the transfer down just seals the deal.
Seals the deal, making it look cool as well. As now St. Clair 2 rounds away from ending this series. Instinct whiffing on some shots there early, but Saints continue to re-aggress mid. Taiga with 2, looking for a third, does get it before getting traded out by Mapper, but the damage has been done. Saints with another man advantage early. Malari stuck in the slow, and Seth with another big pick. Mapper, the only man left standing for UTD.
Amazing spacing from the Saints there. Yes, Roman was able to find a pick onto JP very early in A main, but the Saints were still able to clean it up, get their ones, and trade amazing utility usage just to be able to find their picks as we see the round win coming in for St. Clair.
Seth hitting the flight the flight emote there. He's really feeling it. I mean, he has just had a legacy game on Sunset here. That leader. We talked about how important it was to have Coach in the lobby with you and leading the team, and so far he's been the one to make those big plays.
Definitely. Seth has been having an amazing game here. His Sage walls, the Sage slows, amazing timings coming in from him. And yet again, Taiga, as we had spotlighted earlier, he's been able to find his timings, find his sprays, and just be able to use his smokes effectively. Instant coming in alone through top mid here. Does hit the trip, but no one is there to spam off of it. We see Taiga TPing into their spawn and finds Malari with the backstab. And that is the ace site. Completely open for St. Clair as we see UTD having the incorrect read. Will Taiga be able to find Roman? Is not able to win the gunfight. UTD still have their Gecko ultimate and spots out Timo with the knife. And amazing shot coming in from Viz and Roman. This has become dangerous. It's become very, very dangerous for St. Clair. JP getting detained isn't able to do a lot. Seth finding the dink, but there's not a lot he can do in this 1v4. Full blind as well. He just has to try and get one and does not. 12-5 for UTD.
UTD not going down without a fight. You know, I thought Sev might have had a chance there.
I thought it.
Maybe, you know,
There's a world.
There was a world where I think he would have gotten that, but it was not meant to be. The Saints need a couple more rounds, hopefully one more round to secure the Series W here.
Definitely.
Again, you just have to stay composed and just try not to, you know, lose these early gunfights. We saw Taiga lose that early duel. I think that was probably one of the big swinging points. Once you lose him in that round, it's really, really tough to rebound once the rest of UTD come flying in and find picks of their own.
Oh yeah, definitely. Taiga just overextending just a little bit, but still UTD with very good kills, very good trades coming through. As we see St. Clair having Tillo's ultimate is able to try and hit this fast AS5.
Face your
You see the ultimate coming through, Taiga TPing forwards ever so slightly. He's so ahead of it and finds Glory with his util out. Very good pick. No smokes for UTD. Taiga again finding the pick onto Malari and CT. A little bit of body shooting coming in from Instinct. Tillo finding a kill onto Viz. Mapper in the 1v3 and isn't able to capitalize. 13-5 for St. Clair Saints.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a repeat of what we saw in the last round there. I mean, complete domination once the Saints got locked in. UTD putting up a bit of a fight, but just not able to hang with the big boys of St. Clair. That's an easy dub for them. Has to feel good, especially after what happened last week, as we get a look at Taiga. Had a really, really solid series, I think. You know, making big plays on both Lotus and Sunset. I believe he was top fragging by the end of Sunset. We'll get the stats in a little bit. We can break it down a little bit more in depth, but I think initial reactions after that series, the Saints are back to their winning ways.
Oh, definitely. The Saints had amazing combos I saw there on Sunset, especially Instinct, making that tear through mid multiple times completely alone, unafraid, unbothered by anything that UTD had to throw at him. Yes, he got tripped off that one time, but he was still able to just keep going forward, make that push, make that insane amount of space that St. Clair is able to capitalize off of.
And they absolutely capitalized off that space. You know, UTD would give them a little and they would take a lot. St. Clair, I mean, but that's just the experience that they have, right? When you have a roster that has these players that are able to make these big time plays and can step up in the moments like we saw there. JP had his chance, Taiga had, Seth, you know, everybody had their moment to shine. And that's just the sign of a very well-built team, hopefully one that can go far in a deep playoff run.
Like I said at the start of the stream, I am so glad the support players had their chance to shine tonight. I believe all of them did a very effective job. Amazing utility usage coming in from Tillo there on the fade on both maps. I do believe his eyes were very integral in clearing out a lot of space that UTD wanted to take. Seth on the Sage second map and on the Viper first map is able to stop so much of what UTD wanted to do, that he just became such an important part in just allowing Instinct to run free, run wild, as they say.
And when you let Instinct run free, it becomes very dangerous, especially when you're on the opposite side. I think UTD did a really good job of containing him on map 1, but again, Seth just being able to perform well. And once your coach is performing well, and like you said, once those Sage walls and all those other smokes and util pieces are cutting off lanes and just making distractions on the map, and you let Instinct sort of get into those cracks and find a way to cause disruption, you can't stop him. You really can't.
Definitely. Kill or not, he's there. You feel his presence everywhere he is, and you definitely have to be wary, which drew so much away from what UTD had initially wanted to do.
And I think, you know, if there's anything positive for UTD to take out of this one, they were able to drop some maps, you know, or take some maps, I should say, against St. Clair, like a solid roster. Again, we did the research, and they were able to perform well against higher level teams. And I think they had a solid performance to start, but St. Clair was just able to steal that momentum and just figure out the ways to beat them and just find, you know, what was working for them. And they were able to take it home, unfortunately, you know, or I guess fortunate for the Saints, unfortunate for UTD. And here we go with the final stats. Taiga, the top fragger, like we called it out, for Sunset, 20 and 14 as we'll go down the line. JP with 15, Instinct 14, 13 for Tillo, 12 for Seth, but a very impactful 12 kills for Sev. And then we take a look at UTD Malari, the only one going positive for UTD, as Roman, Glory, Mapper all finishing with 11, Viz with 10, just finishing under that. I mean, very solid performance across the board, I think, for St. Clair. Everybody finishing positive. Seth, again, only 12 kills, but those 12s, very, very impactful. And we'll take a look at the series MVP. Who will it be? I think I have my prediction, but we'll see what has been decided. And it will be JP. I think, you know what? You know, that huge quad that he had, the most exciting play of the night, just doing everything in his power to keep St. Clair in. Unfortunately, yeah, he did get his ace stolen, but I don't think it really matters, as I think he would be happier with a series win over one cool clip.
Still getting that 4K. We see him standing up, you know, getting very able to hype up his teammates around him, and St. Clair is able to capitalize off of that amazing momentum JP is able to give them and just keep that energy going into the next few rounds.
Yeah, now we'll get an interview as well. We'll get some more insight into what just happened there. I believe it should be JP, our MVP, who's on the other side here. And yes, it is JP. What's going on, man? Talk to me. I mean, that quad on Sunset, walk me through it. What was going through your mind?
I was just, oh, well, you're good, bro. I was just really sad that I couldn't get it. You wanna fight, bro?
Whoa, okay, all right. Hey.
I was just really sad that I couldn't get the ace, honestly. I got up and I thought I broke my chair, but it's all good.
It's all good.
Still an amazing 4K coming through. What was going through your mind as you were getting slid on by that neon? So much util in your face and still being able to find that shot.
Yeah, honestly, after I got the first kill, I was calling, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, but I just kept on hitting shots, so I don't know, I guess I was just lucky. But it was a cool play, regardless.
No, it absolutely was. And I mean, let's just talk about the team now. I mean, how big was Sev's impact? I mean, just having him in, leading you guys, and even everybody else, not just Sev. Everybody sort of played their role tonight, and you guys fought through a bit of a slow start and were able to just go on a bit of a run. Just talk about the mental of the team. You guys must be very mentally tough, especially once you get some more reps under your belt.
Yeah, so having Seth playing with us is really good. And also the other guys, Tilo, Taiga, Isaac, and look at him. And I think we came to this match with a different mindset. We were having a lot of fun playing. We were making jokes. We were like enjoying the moment, which I think is very important. We are coming from 2 difficult losses, so on today's game, we were just like having fun and playing, and yeah, it worked out.
Especially seeing as you 13-5 both maps, I do believe the vibes going into that second match, Sunset, was very, very high. Do you believe that there were some scary moments that happened, especially on that first map, seeing as what, about a 7-5 half there?
I don't think so. I think we were like we had things under control a lot. Even though we started losing, I think 4-2 in Lotus, we knew why we were losing, so we just like adapt and started like fixing those mistakes. So yeah, I think it was a really controlled game by us, and yeah, I hope we can keep this form for the next ones.
No, absolutely. And I mean, you got the bye week coming up next week. What are you guys going to do to celebrate this week off?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna study.
There you go. Very studious, very smart answer, I think. JP, congratulations on your win tonight. Thank you for joining the show.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
It's a good interview, I think. I like that answer. He's going to study instead of doing other things that, you know, college students might be doing on a week off. So love to hear that from JP. But with that interview being done, that's going to do it for us on the stream. Lelo, thank you for joining me. How was your first cast on the A stream?
I absolutely loved it. I love Valorant. I have played the game for many years, and I do believe this casting was very, very fun for me. Thank you for having me.
No, absolutely. We are glad to have you. We're glad to have a large roster of casters that we can cycle through on our shows. But before we end the show, we have to make sure we shout out the sponsors. That is so important. Some might say as important as the actual games we broadcast. So we'll run through it quickly. Thank you to Tim Hortons, Subway, the St. Clair SRC, the Alumni Association, Onezo, Alienware, and of course, I held the wrong way. Pre-Fire, get yourself some of these lovely gamer heat pouches, these hand warmers. Very, very important here. You can have one.
Thank you so
Adrian, you can have one as well. And hell, I'll take one home too. But that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for the stream tonight. I've been Evan Johnson. This has been Lelo. Oh, hey, you say it. Hey, I'm not trying to tell you. You say it.
Okay, he's been Evan Johnson. I've been Lelo. Thank you so much for coming to the stream.
side to this ball, guiding it down, maybe even get one for the road.
Our own standards here in this overtime period, because if we concede a goal, it's over for them.